GVL Narasimha Rao of the BJP, Ritabrata of the CPIM, Kamal Mitra Chenoy of the Aam Aadmi Party, Brajesh Kalappa of the Congress, Rahul Narvekar of the NCP, and Bejon Mishra, consumer expert. By the way, this is an open debate, and so you're free to come in when you want. I'll only ask one introductory question to the BJP. Can Mr. Rao hear me? Mr. Rao?
Yes.
I remember, Mr. Rao, before the elections, how much you used to laugh when the UPA used to say that prices have gone up because Indians are eating more and better. You used to say that it's a cruel joke, that people are eating more and better, dietary habits are changing, that's why inflation has gone up. Today, have you seen the agenda note circulated for the Conference of State Food Ministers with the centre? It talks about rising per capita income, population growth and changing dietary pattern. You are saying exactly what the UPA said? Should they laugh at you now?
Absolutely not. I think what the government needs to do, I think you need to ensure that the overall growth rate in the agriculture sector, which has been very sluggish, I think gets a big improvement, because the agricultural growth rate has been extremely poor. Unless you have, unless you really ensure that there is adequate supply of fruits, vegetables, pulses, or oil and other commodities in shortage, you will continue to have
don't try and go away. Don't try and find the easy route.
Mr. Rao needs to do his homework properly. Mr. Rao, you need to be told
come on,
that the agriculture produced in the last 3 years has been unprecedented.
No, then where is the problem?
Right,
are you allowing hoarding? Is the NCP stocking?
What hoarding are you talking about? What hoarding are you talking about?
Are you hoarding?
Mr. Rao, keep quiet for a minute and listen to this. Mr. Rao, Dhania
you have the patience
Mr.
to
Rao,
first.
Dhania is 90 rupees a bundle. And dhania cannot be hoarded. Potatoes cannot be hoarded. Don't fool the nation. You have failed to deliver your promises, and you need to face that fact.
Come on, you cannot be.
I expected better of Mr. Jaitley. I expected better of Mr. Jaitley. I didn't know Mr. Jaitley was under the impression that perishable commodities like dhania and potatoes could be hoarded.
When agriculture has been completely neglected.
Can potatoes be hoarded?
Has been neglected.
If I look, open debate.
Agriculture has to be given the priority.
Mr. Rao, a simple question to you. Mr. Rao, a simple question to you.
You answer the question.
Can potatoes and dhania be hoarded? Can potatoes
can't be hoarded.
and dhania be hoarded?
Why are the onion prices high in Maharashtra?
Sir, you blame onion prices on hoarding. You blame onion prices on hoarding, but consider this, Mr. Rao. In May 2014, food inflation measured by the wholesale price index increased by over 6.5%. Its subcomponent is food articles, registered an inflation of 9.5%. The price rise is highest in potatoes, 31.4%, making it the hottest, followed by moong dal, 26%, masoor dal, 15.6%, urad, 14.8%, rice, 12.8%, and milk, 10%. Are you telling me potatoes are being hoarded? Dhania is being hoarded. Come on, you would have laughed if the Congress party would have said that earlier. There's something else happening on the
Arnab.
I think, please allow me to explain.
Arnab, it can't be.
I think, except in the case of food grains, the central government does not control, does not have many instruments to really handle.
Then why did you blame the Manmohan Singh government?
Of India.
So therefore,
then why did you not say this earlier?
Prices.
Why did you not say
Brajesh Kalappa.
This is the point.
Brajesh Kalappa is responding.
Agriculture is a
Brajesh Kalappa is responding.
Come on, let us understand.
Yeah.
Congress party responding.
You cannot mislead people.
I want to.
Congress party responding.
Please let me come in.
And
Congress party
brought in.
Please,
as
no, I
partners.
understand what you're saying. Please let me come in. Please, you can respond to what I say. You see, Arnab, what I'd like to say is, you see, just as Mr. Modi came into power and then Achhe Din came because the BJP had always been linking price rise to corruption. And they said that no, corruption was the reason why there was price rise. And now since the 16th of May, all corruption has come to a screeching halt. So why is price rising? This is the question I want to know. Why is price rising?
Yes, I will answer your question.
Another
No, no, so
question.
I can
No,
address
because
that.
all
There are two.
Arnab, I can address that.
$2 trillion.
Let Mr. Kalappa complete.
Arnab.
Let Mr. Kalappa complete his point. After that, Bijan
there
Mishra
are-
will continue.
there are-
Let me
there are $2
let me
trillion
answer this question.
One second. You have to answer
You
an
have
order
to invest
question.
in agriculture.
Please,
Mr. Rao.
let me complete my
You need
question.
Mr. Rao, you
invest
let
in
him complete,
agriculture.
sir.
Yeah. No, let me just make the question, please. You see, $2 trillion of reserves from the Swiss bank were to come into India, and they would have made the land,
Come on,
India,
I
the
think-
land of
I
milk
think
and honey.
let's be serious
What
about
happened,
the debate.
Mr. Rao?
Let's
what
discuss
happened?
the issue seriously,
Because
not
all it
trivialize it.
required was to bring the money in. But what happened? Where are the Achedin?
Come on.
Where are the
During the
Achedin?
You can make all kinds of.
During the
you
UPA
can make
tenure,
all
we could
kinds of
export
unreasonable-
onions.
Arnab.
We could export grain. But you cannot do that today. You cannot do that today.
But why are the prices rising despite record production?
Yeah, I want to come in now.
Mr.
In
Narasimha
Maharashtra,
Rao,
why are you
need
unable to control
explain
prices in
as to
Maharashtra?
why you have failed
Congress,
to deliver your
LCP ruled
promises?
states. No, you answer. I think the real problem is
I want to come in.
the agriculture sector has been very sluggish and the investments have not gone into it. Whatever investments have gone into irrigation,
You make up your mind.
Maharashtra
You
and
make up your
Andhra
mind
Pradesh
whether
have been
Mr.
siphoned
Rao.
away.
1 minute,
Siphoned away
Mr.
by
Rao.
LCP.
Mr.
Siphoned
Rao,
away by Congress.
before
I
you
think
come
it's
on-
because of your misdeeds.
Mr. Rao.
Because of your corruption.
Okay.
Irrigation did
Point
not,
taken.
investments did not
Point
go in.
taken. Point, Mr. Rao, before you come on national television,
Arnab,
where
sit
was
with
the
the leaders of Bharatiya Janata Party
Mr. Rao,
and make
this
up
is
your
what I
mind
want to state.
whether you want to blame the
it's because
price
of your
rise
corruption.
because of bad agricultural reforms which are not taken or because of hoarding. You make up your mind because what Mr.
No,
Jaitley
in
is
the short
talking
term.
and what you are
I'll
talking
answer.
are two
In the
different
short
things.
term.
My question is, as per the APMC Act. No, 1 second.
In the short term,
Mr. Rao,
but in the long term,
Mr.
the real
Rao.
problem is
Again.
lack of
We are
emphasis to the
talking
agriculture sector.
Okay, 1
Corruption.
second. Come.
Corruption in irrigation.
John Mishra, Reta
which your
Brata and
government
Kamal
in
Mitra
NCP
Chenoy have not come into the
is
debate
largely
yet.
responsible for.
Consider what Prakash Javadekar said on 1st July vis-a-vis inflation. Yes, Rita Brata. Okay, Rita Brata first.
Yes, I have to, yes, what Arnav we were pointing out, you correctly said that the wholesale price index, which was 5.2 in April, has gone up to 6.5 in May. So if this is the case of wholesale price index, one can easily understand that what about the consumer price index? It has gone manifold more. And the worst sufferers are the poor, the marginalized and the working people, the vast majority, 84 crore of people. I have two simple questions for the BJP. Yes, we all of us know that there has been meetings with the different state governments, there has been meeting on the administrative level, and there is the central government that called that there must be crackdown on hoarders, hoarders must be cracked down. But as the CPIM from long time has been advocating, and we will be advocating it, is the BJP ready to put an immediate ban on the speculative trading? If you put an immediate ban on the speculative trading, that will have an impact. Prices will come down. This is number one. And number two is, throughout the country, in the godowns of FCI, there are huge amount of food grains, huge stocks of food grains are there. Is the BJP in a position to release the food grains?
The government has announced
must be given
5 million
to the
tons
state
of
governments.
Arnab, let me come in now.
The state governments must get that food grains at BPL prices, and then the state control must be there. If you can do this, there will be an immediate drop in the prices. But the BJP is, I just want to know from the BJP, is the BJP ready to take up these measures?
I think you have not followed. The finance minister announced on the 16th of June
Arnab,
Mr.
and has
Arnab,
reiterated
Mr.
today
Rao, the
that
real
5
reason-
million tons
the
of
real
rice.
reason,
You,
Mr. Rao,
I think
why
you cannot,
prices
you cannot
are rising,
without-
Mr. Rao.
That is
the
nothing.
reason which
5
you don't
million
want to
tons
I think
is
let there be an
huge
informed debate.
huge amount of
The reason you
let
don't
there
want
be
to
an
disclose
informed
why
debate.
prices
Let
are
us not
rising
in the
is because of the
godowns
huge
FCI,
amount of
release that,
money
give it to the
you
state,
invested
give
in
it
your
at
election
BPL.
campaign, Mr. Rao.
Arnab, I must come in.
Government control rate, let it be sold in the market.
Now 1 minute.
Campaign
Now 1 minute.
trying to be now retrieved in the form of
Either you
prices.
all of
I
you
want-
shout
reason
or you
why
allow me to
prices-
answer.
which are rising.
I will answer all your
This is
questions.
the reason why
but you
prices are
cannot,
rising.
if you all want to shout and do not want to hear, then I think you can come to your own conclusion.
Because the BJP invested in excess of 10,000 crore into winning this election. Now, naturally, they have no option
Come on,
to get
this
their
is-
money
this
back
is bunkum.
other than to
Exactly.
increase
We have
prices.
challenged you.
This is
Oh,
the
come
reason
on,
why
man.
prices are
This has got
increasing.
nothing to do with.
Go to the appropriate authorities.
10,000 crore
Every
was
rupee,
influenced- was
every penny
influenced.
spent
No, no.
on this
Mr.
election
Kalappa,
is
let's not get into that
for.
speculative
We don't
zone.
have-
You know.
We don't have the kind
You know,
of money.
you know, Mr. Kalappa.
Exactly.
No, Mr. Kalappa, you don't make it. Don't get into this. Don't get into
More
this.
than 10,000 crore.
Mr. Kalappa, don't get into this.
Yeah.
How much money did you spend?
Advertisement after advertisement.
Did the Congress party not spend in Rahul Gandhi's advertisements? Where did that money come
Advertisement
from?
after advertisement.
Where did that money come from?
Much less.
Where did the money come from?
You know it, Arnab Goswami. You know it.
I
You
don't know it,
that
but where did the money come from?
In 10 advertisements, there was only one advertisement of the Congress. We have stated so even before the election.
So you were no. So if I were to say that you were letting prices go up because you wanted to create a corpus for an advertisement campaign in the general election, would it be fair on you?
Retrieve. This is the exact money they're trying to retrieve.
Be practical, no, Mr. Kalappa.
By way of price rise.
Mr. Kalappa, be practical.
Bullshit.
Of course it is.
Be practical.
The BJP is doing it.
Bijan Mishra comes into the debate. Let Bijan Mishra come
Seeing
in.
it in practice.
Bijan Mishra.
You're seeing it in practice. 10,000 crore has been
Arnab.
to win an
Yeah,
election.
Arnab.
Come on,
Hello.
Be realistic.
This is not a secret.
This is your
Can you keep quiet? Can you keep quiet for 2
Not a
minutes?
secret.
Please keep quiet for 2
Everybody
minutes.
knows this. Of course I can, please.
Let
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Congress, please. In 1991, 21st of July, you made a roadmap for reforms. You did nothing about it. And you must understand that this is an issue where you should bring in reforms. The markets must open. There has to be competition. It is not the issue of hoarding. It is lack of competition
But why
at
did
the
you not
marketplace.
say this before the
As
election?
you are going to stop
Why did you not state this
exports,
fact
you
before
should
the
allow
elections?
imports.
Why did you link price rise to corruption?
You people in
Why
UPA,
did you link price
people
rise
in
to
UP,
corruption?
You people in
You
UP
know very well that
10
Congress
years,
was not
you
involved in a
people for
single
10
act
years
of
sat
corruption.
over.
Despite that, you lied to
please
the
remember,
people.
you people
Despite
for
that,
10
you
years,
lied to the people, you
for
misled
10
the
years,
people.
for 10 years, you milked the consumers.
You misled
cheated
the
the
people.
consumers.
Today
For
also
10
you're
years, you
misleading
cheated
the
the
people.
consumers.
And Mr.
Let me tell you very clearly.
but
You
Mr.
Kalappa,
have
listen
cheated
to
the
it.
consumers. Let me tell you categorically. Listen to me. Till the best friend of a
I'm
consumer
listening to
is
you.
competition. The roadmap was made in 1991 by your government, and you all never allowed competition.
did it. We did it. We
you
did it.
made organizations like FCI and others suffer. You did it, but you never implemented. You did it, but you never implemented. For 10 years, you slept over it.
Let him speak.
So
Let him
now
speak.
my message
wait,
to the
you had
political
you
parties
had a chance.
don't
You had
waste
a
time
chance
on
when
debates.
Mr. Vajpayee was there. Why did you
Let's
not
not
do it?
waste time on
Why
debates.
did you not do it?
Get
Why
the
did you not
prices
do it when
down.
Mr. Vajpayee was
Get the
around?
prices
Now
down.
today to
What?
turn around
It's
and
the
blame us
BJP who
is
has
absolutely
opposed
foolish.
FBI.
What? I'm not
It's the
what
BJP
by
who will take
1991.
Why did you not do it
अरे
in
यार
2004?
क्या बात
And
करता
today
है?
to say that
He
we did
doesn't
not
even
do it,
he doesn't
is
even know his own
illogical.
history. He doesn't even know his own history. He doesn't even know his own history. He doesn't even know the Congress's
sorry.
history. He's talking on this
I'm
channel.
sorry, I don't-
You see, it's
I-
very
I don't
sad.
read-
It
I
was
don't
your
read RSS books to
earlier
learn
Prime
history.
Minister.
I don't read RSS books to learn history. I read
No,
secular
I'm
books
not
to
an
learn
RSS.
history. I
I'm
don't
not an
read
RSS.
That's to learn
Hello,
That's-
hello.
I don't know.
Hello, I'm not political.
sorry, I don't know who you
I'm
are.
a citizen. I'm a
Please identify
consumer.
yourself.
I'm a consumer. Yeah, so you better know this.
No, you're a consumer.
You better know it.
You're a
I'm a
consumer
consumer
attached to the BJP.
who pays for all your
You're a
nonsense.
consumer attached to
you
the
pay
BJP.
for
You're a consumer attached
we
to
pay
the
for your
BJP.
nonsense.
Because you
Mr.
have
Kalappa.
no-
I'm telling BJP
Mr. Kalappa, 1 minute.
BJP
No, 1 minute. Just a
You
minute.
don't want to listen.
Just a minute, Mr. Kalappa. Just a minute, Bijan Mishra.
also.
Bejonda, 1 minute. Bejonda, 1 minute. Bejonda, 1
I
minute.
want to tell BJP.
No, 1 second. 1 second. First of all, I want to say this. The media, yes, I'm coming to you, Kamal Mitra Chennai. The media has every right and every business to ask the BJP government what it's doing. But the Congress party, the UPA refused to bring onions under the Essential Commodities Act. Delisting fruits and vegetables from the APMC Act is under the state's purview.
Exactly.
1 minute. I know what KV Thomas did. I know what he did.
We need to.
Is it true or not?
That. We need to scrap
Enforcement
the
of the Essential Commodities Act is the responsibility of the state governments or not? Is there a need for the state governments to act or not?
Of course it is.
Then, We'll ask the centre what they are doing, but what are you doing? You are taking political brownie points.
The state governments to act.
People are suffering. I think it's a crying shame. I think, one second, Kamal Mitra Chinoy. Kamal Mitra, I think it's a crying shame. 1 second.
And the BJP in fact heard.
This country is made of largely a lot of poor people.
You don't even know what you're talking.
I'm saying this. You think, no, 1 second, let me say this. You think 32 rupees a day is enough for a person to live? Dhania, one bunch, comes for 90 rupees in Mumbai.
No, sorry.
Is it a joke?
The Gujarat government, it's only 12 rupees. According to the Gujarat government, it's only 12 rupees. Arnab Goswami doesn't see that. He only sees what the UPA had said. Arnab Goswami is blind to what happened in Gujarat.
Kamal Mitra Chinoy to the debate.
1 crore of debt in Gujarat. But Arnab Goswami is blind to that.
I am only saying, don't keep saying Arnab Goswami. I am saying work together.
Mr. Kalappa, you are yelling and you are denying us space.
Kamal Mitra Chinoy of the Aam Aadmi Party needs to come to the debate. Please let Professor Chinoy in. Professor Chinoy.
Arnab Goswami doesn't see that.
Professor Chinoy, don't insinuate of any prejudice on my part. Please, Professor Chinoy.
Policies. If you increase the price of diesel, you increase the price of petrol, you go on to increase the price of gas, all these things will have an inflationary impact. And they'll hit most of all the consumer price index for agricultural labor and the consumer price index for industrial workers.
No,
so it's not only a matter of hoarding,
let him complete.
it's also a matter of pricing policy, which is wrong. And as far as hoarding is concerned, yes, use ESMA, but who is stopping you from using the Essential Services Act? You can do that, but that alone is not enough. And the second point I'd like to bring to the table is that our storage capacity is woeful. We have silos that leak, so wheat is eaten by rats or drowned by the monsoon, and we lack cold storages to keep and transfer more perishable goods. We have not invested, as people have said, into the ancillaries necessary for the growth of agriculture. We must do so. Otherwise, you will have the same debate every year.
That is why it is necessary. That is why it is necessary to bring in competition.
That is why it is necessary.
We must understand the government has to compete with the private. We have to make an open market to give choice to the consumer. And that is what is required. Today the consumer has no choice. He has to go and plead and beg before a PDS shopkeeper. You see, you have to make it open. The consumer has to understand that it is my prerogative to buy from where I want to buy. Why doesn't we bring in competition? The BJP government immediately has to bring in reforms in terms of ensuring that the market is free.
Yes, sir, but
and it has to bring in competition. And the BJP government has to understand immediately to make sure that wherever there is a shortage, you should have to allow imports. You have to allow imports. You have to make it open. You have to go to competition. You have to ensure that the consumer gets the choice. You are forcing consumers to buy what he doesn't want to buy. You see, I want to tell you, if the subsidy is being, if you are saving subsidy,
John Mishra, watch it, Givita Prata and Professor Chinoy, let him complete his point.
Use it.
Competition.
Let him complete his point.
There must be oligopolistic competition. There must be a fair market, not a monopolistic market.
What are you showing, Mr. Kalappa?
I want to
what
tell
are you showing, Mr. Kalappa?
Where can there fair?
What are you showing, Mr. Kalappa? What is that, Mr. Kalappa, you're holding up? 1 second. What is it you're holding up? What is that you're holding up?
He's hiding his face.
No, 1 second. That actually his signal got frozen out there.
Oh.
Yeah. What is it you're holding up?
No, I'm trying to show. I'm trying to show all the items on which prices have been hiked after this new government has come. Rail fare hiked, rail freight hiked, milk rate hiked, potato price hiked, rice price hiked, fruits price hiked, sugar hiked, petrol hiked, LPG hiked, kerosene hiked, electricity hiked, diesel hiked, urea hiked, everything is hiked. And after that, they are going to say, no, we are going to bring strong measures to bring the government.
You cannot be making such uninformed comments.
Please, let me complete what I'm trying to say. Please, I know you're very fast on the draw. Please, let me complete what I'm trying to say.
No, you have had
Please,
your say.
let me try to
I think
complete what
it's
I'm trying to
important for
say.
you to understand. It's a collaborative effort. The state governments cannot absolve themselves of the responsibility. Agriculture is a state subject.
No,
And states
Mr.
Sir, you tell me.
No, you can't get me saying
an apology
you can't get me saying
You can quietly hear me
No,
out.
one minute.
Mr. Bijon Mishra, who seems to be an apologist for the BJP, can quietly listen
Put
me
in
out.
place.
After that, he can
No,
give the
you can't get me
BJP
saying
second response.
Okay, one at a time, please. Let Brajesh Kalappa finish.
Last
I'll give you all your say. You will all have your say. Let Kalappa finish, then Mishra, then Mr. Rao. Everybody will have. Just don't speak over each other. Yes, please. Mr. Kalappa, complete your point. You're not finishing.
Yeah, I'm only.
You're taking your time.
I'm only trying to say, Arnab. I'm only trying to say,
come
Arnab,
first.
that so much, all items have been increased. Rates on all items have been increased. Naturally, there's going to be inflation. Naturally, there's going to be, consequent little effect because of all of this. So this is the point I'm trying to make. Here was a government which said that no, price rise is eating into your pockets. We are going to see that price rise has stopped. There's not going to be any price rise. Today to say that no, price rise is something which is a legacy of the last government, then the people are asking, why not have had the last government?
No.
Where was the need to change the government?
They have to understand.
This is the point I'm trying to make.
Nobody is regretting
No,
voting the Congress government out. I think people are quite happy having voted Congress government out.
No,
And
but
they know this government
that is
very serious
perhaps
and
in your household, Mr. Rao.
No, but the point is, you can't be complacent.
But you see, the
No, you
Congress
can't be
has
complacent.
10 crore
You
vote.
can't be
But
complacent.
this was your USP.
No, you can't be complacent.
Mr. Rao, 1 minute. This was your USP. This was,
You can't
and I have
be
said
complacent.
this repeatedly. 1 second. This was your biggest USP. Prices. You used to laugh. Let me complete, Mr. Rao. You used to laugh when Manmohan Singh said that because of international prices used to come down. Now Prakash Javadekar says inflation is not like an electrical switch which can be turned on and off. And he said it is because of international situation and international prices.
And
you
now
are
Mr. Jaitley
you are
talks
saying
about fiscal discipline,
No,
which he
no,
did not subscribe to during the UPA rule.
No.
so you are basically saying you are looking for excuses. You are looking for excuses similar to the UPA to justify inflation, and people are getting angry at you for that. Don't you understand it?
No, we are telling the people the reality.
So you need-
And this government-
Why didn't you tell the people the
I think you
reality
have
before
had-
the election when you said Achhe Din,
Why
Achhe
people
Din?
speaking against the government?
When you said
I think
Achhe
please
Din,
allow
did
me
you
to
say the
complete my
reality is
point.
that Achhe Din does not
reality
include
will come
prices?
in just a few
Did you say
days
Achhe Din does not include prices?
More realities will surface out.
Did you say Achhe Din में दाम नहीं बढ़ेंगे? दाम बढ़ेंगे, अच्छे दिन आएंगे.
People always knew the reality. People want to know your true picture. Where are the
Achhe Din is good governance. Good governance means
Good governance
You see, the
is not
people
price
must
hike.
but it
understand.
cannot happen. But what price? What prices
Good
the state
governance,
governments
but
also have a
expensive-
responsibility
Good
to control.
governance-
You cannot say we are
Good
shifting
governance
the
results to
blame.
inflation. That's a new concept.
For God's sake, agriculture is a state subject. Central government has a big leeway only as far as food grains are concerned.
Mr. Rao,
And as far
Mr.
as
Rao,
fruits, vegetables
shut down
are
the agriculture
concerned,
ministry in the union. Shut down the agriculture ministry in the union,
I
and then make such sweeping comments. Mr. Rao, it's unfortunate that you have to
not
stoop
sweeping
to this
comments.
level.
If you are unaware,
You
if you are unaware,
talk
what can I
about
tell you?
fiscal
Is agriculture
discipline.
not a state subject?
You
Is
talk about
agriculture
fiscal
not a state
discipline.
subject? Are you ignorant?
Where was
Are
this
you
concern
ignorant
about
about it?
fiscal discipline?
Are you
4 months
ignorant
back,
about it?
you talk
A
about
state
hoarding.
subject does not mean
You
central
don't you
doesn't have a role
realize
to play. We have
perishable
a-
commodities cannot be hoarded. You talk about the prices going high because of hoarding, whereas your minister talks about prices going high because of lack of fiscal discipline. Why don't you all make up your mind before you try to paint a rosy picture
food inflation-
before the people at large and try to
As far
fool
as
them?
the food
You
inflation is
are
concerned, I think
nothing
you're
short
making
of
arguments
cheating the people of this
bereft of
country.
any-
Nothing
bereft of
short
any
of
background.
cheating the people
You're
of this
simply
country.
making sweeping
When you
comments.
promise people
The way you have
Achhe Din, did it
misused
come with a
Maharashtra,
caveat
the
that
way
price rise
misused
is not
the
included
UPA?
in Achhe Din? Was this caveat
you
there?
see, the present government
I think you will know the reality when people
the present
throw the
government
Congress and city
must
government
take
in Maharashtra.
the
I
present
think
government-
if you have control.
You don't need to worry about that, Mr. Rao. You need to be concerned. You need to be concerned about the price rise at the moment because the people are questioning you.
We are concerned.
You have done a U-turn on
Mr. Rao.
Unlike the NCP,
Mr. Rao.
your leader has exported
Mr.
onions
Rao,
when the domestic
Mr.
prices
Rao,
were shooting up.
Mr.
You have
Rao,
created
Mr. Rao, your government has allowed the prices to shoot up despite putting a ban on onions being exported. You have failed to control the prices of onions despite putting a ban on export. That explains your governance. Because
you are not taking your responsibility.
Okay.
You are on the side of the traders. You are not controlling the hoarding in your own state.
Mr. Rao. Hello. Mr. Rao. Hello. Quiet. Mr. Rao, can you give this poor consumer some time away from your political debates? Please listen to a poor consumer. Please listen to a consumer of the country. Please listen to them. You see, Mr. Rao, you must take and learn lessons from the past. You cannot commit the same mistakes. You have to come out with strong policies at the union central level where you have to prove to the people that you mean business. Which means that all the reforms policy which have been in the cold storage, you please bring them out and start practicing them. No, you are not. You are not. Let me tell you. You should have allowed imports.
Been in office for
you should have allowed immediately imports to take care of the market condition. You should have. The government needs some time to formulate policies. You don't expect government to formulate you don't need time for this.
Day one of the government.
You don't need time.
One of the government.
No. You don't need time. You don't need time for this.
No,
you just need an ordinance.
But the people
you
of the
just need a policy decision.
You
don't need to take time.
That we are on the right track.
Please listen to me for 2 minutes. Hey, please listen to me. Why don't you listen? If you don't listen, you will be again bashed very badly. Please listen. Learn to listen to the citizens. Please learn to listen to the citizens. I'm a non-political person. I'm talking on behalf of the consumer. So please listen to me. Please listen to me.
Yeah.
I have heard you so much. Please listen to me. These don't take time. These needs a will, the political will. It has to come from 6 racecourse, from 7 racecourse, wherever he is staying. The Prime Minister needs to take immediate action in terms of bringing in changes in the policy. He has to ensure that the market is made free so that the consumer is able to make a choice.
Sir,
and
but
the
Bejon
choice
Mishra,
is such that I can decide where to buy
but
from.
one second, Bejon Mishra, my question is, one second, Bejon Mishra, can I come in between all of you?
Yes.
I told you I have a sore throat today, gentlemen, please have some pity on me, please. I have a very bad throat today. Very bad throat, and I will lose my voice now. I can't compete with any of you. 1 second, I am admitting today. Please listen to me.
Let me
One second, please. Sir, some sympathy, Mr. Kalappa. Some sympathy, Mr. Kalappa. My question is, the government released additional 50 lakh tons, Rita Brota, 50 lakh tons of rice for sales. They removed curbs on the sale of fruits and vegetables. They extended line of credit to the state government to import pulses and edible oil. Onion and potato is brought under the Essential Commodities Act. They hike the MEP of onions and potato. You've done everything. What more do you want them to do? They are saying today, Rito Broto, that the onus is on the state governments to enforce the Essential Commodities Act.
This is not the solution.
Rito Broto.
I want a simple answer from the BJP. Will the BJP put an immediate ban on the speculative trading? The question is of the mindset of the government. We have heard during the Congress regime, Dr. Mohan Singh said that the people must tighten their belts, and the result was immediate inflation, price rise, unemployment. These people coming into with huge majority. The Prime Minister is categorically saying that everything is empty, so stringent measures for fiscal discipline. But the question is, already as somebody is advocating to open up the markets, I want to mention once again the vast majority of the country lying in abject poverty. They are the worst sufferers.
Bejon Mishra.
Already the industry has asked for tax concessions. I want
Bejon Mishra.
in the previous government, the Congress
don't have good regulators. You don't have good regulators. You don't have strong policies. You don't have deterrent action. You don't have deterrent action. You have very poor policies. Your policies are poor. It is not pro-consumer. Your policies are not pro-consumer. Your policies are not pro-consumer. You only talk about the poor. You only talk about the poor. You only talk about the poor, but you never think about the poor. Unfortunate. You see, the most important thing is if you cut down,
they are the real India.
You people only give slogans. You people.
Why doesn't the BJP answer whether it will stop speculative trading? One second. Kamal Mitra Chenoy, do you think the BJP should answer whether it will stop speculative trading? Point is made by Ritabhata twice. Kamal Mitra Chenoy, Mr. Narasimha Rao pretends he can't hear him.
That the Congress should also have done. The Congress was also very lax in controlling prices. Second, in response to Narasimha Rao, I'd like to say that it's not only an agricultural subject. Fuel, which is very important, from petroleum to diesel, is necessary to transport agricultural goods, and it affects the prices. 50 paisa more in diesel per litre will affect the prices. So inflation is multifaceted, and you can't just put it down as something done by hoarders. It's a bigger economic problem, and it's a part of economic policy. Not surprisingly, both you and the Congress had the same problem.
No, it will not.
No question. Mr. Rao.
No, it will not.
Mr. Rao.
You have to bring in good policies.
Mr. Rao.
You have to have open borders. You have to have free trade. You have to come to GST. You have to have many such friendly mechanisms which will be pro-consumer.
I'm willing to answer
so it is
you,
not that,
if you've got subsidy, has free trade. The US doesn't have free trade. Euros don't have. European Union doesn't have free trade. Who has free trade?
What European Union? European Union and India.
Everybody has free trade in the manner that it needs to be controlled. And a very good, effective regulatory mechanism. We have very poor regulatory mechanism in our country.
1 lakh crore of rupees were given as tax concession to the big cats, to the big corporates.
Millions of tons are rotting in our country. Millions of tons.
This was a promise to the people of this country. Mr. Ritabhata, 1 second. I think the BJP must answer this. This was a promise. They can say anything now. They can give me any economic international argument. One thing I will come to you. When people go to the market, when you go to the market, I don't know if politicians like you, Mr. Rao, go to the market. When they find 10, 20, 30, 40% jump in food items.
We need choice.
1 second. Choice is not the answer alone.
We need competition.
Then they are asking only one question today, that but Narendra Modi said that we will stop price rise. This was the single biggest item in Narendra Modi's campaign. He came to power riding on the UPA's failure to curb inflation of key commodities. You promised this. No, Mr. Rao, today don't tell the people.
Yes.
Don't tell the people to have patience.
We are committed.
No, it's not your commitment.
We are
You
committed.
promised.
So, but this is not, once again, this is not an administered commodity that we can control prices tomorrow morning through a diktat. I think
you should have said so then.
Situation. We have to shoot up supply.
You should have said so then.
We have a collaborative action with the state government. So it cannot be. We have not promised
you have failed to form the right policies to control inflation. Inflation is across the board. Not only on agriculture, it's on every spectrum.
That is the reality.
Comes to power,
no, we are committed. We want to work.
Sir, give me a time frame.
Investments in
So
agriculture.
give me your time frame. No. Mr. Rao,
We want to improve.
Mr. Rao, give a time frame. No, one sec. No, time frame. No, one sec. Should we get a time frame? The least the people of this country
What else do you want?
The least what we want is a time frame. What we want is a time frame.
We need a time frame.
We need a time frame. When will you bring things under check?
We were promised 30 days.
Where is the price
What is your time frame?
stabilization fund? Where is the price stabilization fund which you had promised?
What is the time frame?
Price stabilization fund?
What is the time frame?
In your manifesto.
What is the time frame?
You wait. You wait for a few
What is
days.
the time
I think
frame?
the proposals will be on the annual. They are on the annual.
No,
okay, we have talked. Whatever we have promised in the manifesto will be done. Will be done in the soonest.
What is your time frame?
I think you must have. You must allow me to speak. Please allow me to speak.
The price will automatically come down.
Okay, what is your time frame? Give us a time frame.
I will speak if you do not interrupt.
Okay, give us a time frame.
We need time frame, not few days.
Yeah, the time frame, the actions.
We need
this
time
government
frame, not
has
few
already
days.
got into action mode. You've already they've unveiled a
We need
vision
a
for
time
it.
frame.
There will be
Don't say-
no. We are releasing good ways to control the rice prices. We will make investments in agriculture, but in the end,
When you came to power, you asked the people, before coming to power, you asked the people of this country for 5 years. You need to tell the people of this country today, how long are you going to take to control the price inflation?
you can. I think the NCP can make this a political issue. I think
What did you do? What did you do 6 months back?
We need.
You can't
No,
fool
as
the
far
people
as
by
the
calling this a
food grains are
political
concerned-
gimmick. I am sorry.
No,
You
Mr.
are
I think
insulting the people of this country.
I know it will take-
You are
it will
insulting
take
the
a
people of
minimum
this
of-
country
it will take a
by
minimum
making
of-
this a political
it will
gimmick.
take a minimum
This is
of
not a
6 months.
political gimmick, Mr. Narasimha Rao. This is
It will take a minimum of 6
this is
months.
an issue
Useless
which
gimmick.
affects the livelihood
I
and
think
life
people
of every
know
citizen.
what kind of-
You may be sitting
what
pretty in
kind
your
of-
house
what kind of
and the
party
price rise
NCP
may
is.
not be bothering you. But it bothers the slum dwellers living in
give a time
Mumbai.
frame.
It bothers the poor villagers
No, it
living in
doesn't
the
bother
rural
your
areas of this
party,
country.
which is
So you
very rich
cannot
with resources.
insult
It
the
does
people of
bother
this
people of the
country
country.
by calling this a political gimmick.
Rao.
You may be thinking that this is a political
Mr.
gimmick,
Rao.
but this is a cause
Rao,
that
let me-
affects every household in this country.
We have 4 minutes on the debate. I've been told by our producers tonight on Newshour. We have 4 minutes of the debate.
Yeah.
At this point, no, 1 second. I am going to open up the phone lines.
Let me have one.
1 second. I'm going to open up the phone lines, and I have one question to ask all viewers tonight. The lines are open on the Newshour. The question is this: do you think the people of this country deserve some kind of a time frame? And I'm not only asking the central government, I'm asking the central and state governments to come
Yes.
together and give the people of this country a time frame. I don't like the politics over it. The politics over it is revolting and absolutely unacceptable.
Correct.
People want a time frame, and people want central and state governments to come
Correct.
together and give them a time frame. Because these are not natural prices, these are unnatural prices.
few days.
The question to you, lines are open on Newshour. Should we get a time frame?
Frames are not adhered to by the BJP, and then the media also forgets.
And
You see,
Arnab,
soon after the crisis of power in Delhi,
We
soon
don't
after
want-
the crisis
we
of
don't
power
want to
in
hear
Delhi,
from Mr. Rao
the
few
power
days.
minister came
You
here
think about
and he
it,
said, no,
come back with a time
all
frame.
outages
Give
will
a
be
time
stopped
frame.
What
the
is
next 10 days.
Mr.
What happened? 10 days have
Narasimha
passed.
Rao's party's
Outages
view on
continue in
FDI
Delhi.
in retail? Also
Our
tell us
outages
that.
continue in Delhi.
We are-
What about
we
that
are
time
opposed to
frame?
it.
They have
We have made it
they have
clear.
no
Talking
respect for
It was
time.
there in our
price rise.
manifesto.
Talking
It was
about
there in our
price rise,
manifesto. We are not
talking about competition.
Your calls live.
FDI in retail we are opposed to. We have made
Yeah,
that
Mr.
clear.
Rao, you-
But we don't think that's going to give any greater either returns to the farmer or lower the prices. It's your own imagination. If you think by food inflation will come down.
Everything
you can't.
everything that is proposed is our imagination. Do you have
I
any
don't know
concrete
what
policies to get the inflation down? You have failed in your last 30, 40 days in government.
Why are you
Forget-
not releasing?
Rita, let it.
Lying
Rita,
with different go-downs, government go-downs. Please release it. The country will support you. Release the food grains. Let the food grains go to the state governments. Let them be sold at distributed
Yes.
at BPL prices.
That's
Price
right.
is automatically
The government
bound to
has
come
already
down.
talked about it.
Exactly.
Government has said.
Let not
Exactly.
rodents
No,
eat the food
Government
grain.
has talked about market
amount
intervention.
you have.
Let not rodents eat the
Specifically,
food grain.
government has a
Don't
plan.
talk.
Lakshmi is calling from Delhi, and my question is this.
Listen to the left's irresponsible
Lakshmi is a Newshour viewer calling from Delhi. Lakshmi, good evening. Lakshmi, good evening.
From the left party's blunder.
You don't need absolute.
Lakshmi is calling from Delhi. Lakshmi, can you hear me? Good evening.
Yes, Arnab, I can hear you.
Do you think the people of this country deserve a time frame when prices come down?
Definitely, we deserve a time frame. But my larger thing is, we have given 10 years to UPA government. We have seen how they have failed miserably. A lot of hopes on Modi government. So they should not do the same mistakes what the UPA government did. They have to come with stringent reforms in a very short
Correct.
time. Otherwise, people will lose faith.
Absolutely. These are viewers' unedited calls on the Newshour tonight. Lakshmi, the first viewer calling from Delhi. There has been considerable support for the Modi government, but you cannot give the same excuses which the UPA government did, because this was the cornerstone of your entire election campaign. And Modi said that if the governments of Vajpayee and Morarji Desai could stop price rise, why can't we? We will do it. I assure you, he said. He gave that assurance. And therefore, we want an assurance today that come what may, we need a time frame when the prices will be brought within a realistic range. We're going to get a few other callers tonight. Yes, Bejan Mishra.
Swiftly.
Swiftly. And swiftly as well.
And swiftly. We must get this swiftly, promptly. And we have to ensure that what we have promised in the manifesto, that has to be fulfilled. You cannot now give excuses. You have to take the responsibility and show your strength that you can deliver. And that is what the whole country is waiting to see. So I would also watch very carefully your budget, because that is where the prudence of financial jugglery has to be seen. And this is where we as consumers want to see all that tax money which you take from us, how you would use it judiciously in the interest of the consumer.
And that is the delivery mechanism the market is expecting.
So we have to see that. We want to see how that taxpayers' money is going to be utilized. I am in favor of reduction of subsidy, but you have to ensure that the subsidies are used for the people who need it, for the poorest of the poor.
Concessions to this
So you have to ensure that.
Nothing to do with suffering India. This is the policy that has to be combated. This is the policy.
So you have to be swift. You have to be swift.
But the state governments also have a responsibility.
You have to be swift. You have to be swift.
Our last caller on the Newshour tonight is Rajiv.
Do not join.
And Rajiv is calling from Chandigarh. Rajiv, good evening.
Hi, good evening, Arnab. Nice to talk to you.
Very nice talking to you. Go ahead. Do you think the government should give us a time frame?
Yeah, you know what? Each political party says that we are not doing politics on it, but everyone is doing politics. It is total disconnect with the state and central government, which need to be bridged as soon as possible. Otherwise, it's very difficult.
I agree with you, Rajiv. Thanks for calling from Chandigarh. I'm closing the debate at this point. I have a genuine request. Don't make it political. To the BJP, remember what you promised. Don't tell people to remember what you promised. To the Congress party, don't play politics. Even after getting 44 seats, you will be blamed as much if you don't cooperate. To the NCP, beyond.
We're not playing politics. We are trying to see to it that the consumer gets a good deal.
Absolutely, and the consumer wants a time frame. We're going to talk about this again. Thank you very much for joining me on debate number 2 on the Newshour tonight.